Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's another bot author recommended replay with MechaShark in the upper left, going to be taking on Princess-Mika in the bottom right with the double extractor trick. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as always, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. If we can hit, let's go with 48 likes for the Y48.5 coordinate, where Princess-Mika will be expanding to. Some bots have debugs enabled, some bots don't, but the chat is definitely a feature for tracking those things down. I believe you can actually sort replays on sc2ai.net via the chat tags. Yeah, I don't even think I even said leave a comment down below if you guys haven't already, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy seeing daily bot videos, this is the place for it. Those chat tags did distract me a little bit. We've got Princess-Mika being a cheeky Zerg. And there is a bunch of SCVs that start attacking it. MechaShark saying, thank you for the close-by target practices. These two bots are very aware of what's going on. I probably will turn off the chat tags, just as I know some of the viewers said that it was a bit obstructive on the screen, which definitely makes sense if you're watching on a display of certain size. Although I did not mean to turn on the debug in the upper left there. Alright, so let's see. We've got a spawning pool on the way for Princess-Mika, a hatchery on the way. Meanwhile, MechaShark takes care of that stolen refinery. It was a little interesting to see that stolen refinery, but all in all, fairly inconsequential. But again, that's a thing that would definitely work against a lesser bot, in that some bots might just not even recognize that as a threat and just be behind on gas. And let's see. We've got Princess-Mika being aware that a Reaper's on the way. Rush response, so cool chat tags there. Very, very lively bots as far as the way they talk. The drones are being pulled against the Reapers for starters. A fair few trying to push it away. There's multiple ways that you can program your drones to handle something like a Reaper, or like an early game scouting Reaper. Some bots tend to just pull the drones away from the threat, as the Reapers tend not to be programmed to target them down, but this response does seem to be working, allowing the rest of them to mine, keep pushing the Reaper back. Princess-Mika notably does not go for any lings to defend against this. It does actually pull an already injured drone against the Reaper there, so that could be something that could potentially be improved, as I guess maybe it just selects like 3 random drones to pull against the Reaper, whereas it doesn't check whether they're 3 full HP drones or not. So a little bit of room for improvement, but it gets the job done. And I really do think that Princess-Mika and MechaShark are two examples of bots that are quite well-rounded, but aren't necessarily at the top of the top. They still tend to have these longer, more epic matches. Now, MechaShark does have a 3rd command center on the way, so that's cool to see. Natural base, mining away with mules. Princess-Mika has got the 3rd base up. And then a couple lings are out now to help deal with this Reaper, but these are bots. They will just continue microing those units until they eventually get killed off. There's no ling speed for Princess-Mika, although it's building up a good amount of gas. The Reaper may actually get a drone. It's going to save itself by turning into an extractor. But Princess-Mika doesn't have that many drones at the minute yet, so we'll see how it builds up. That is one takeaway I had from previous Princess-Mika games, is that it tends to invest in a lot of tech and cut drones a little bit. Scouting lings are running on in en masse, fanning out very cinematically as they go to seemingly every potential base of MechaShark. That is a good way to get one up on your opponent if they haven't programmed their bot to do things like clean out the odd ling at their expansion. That could be problematic, although no burrow for Princess-Mika, so MechaShark should have an easier time cleaning up those lings. The 3rd command center is done, though, and both these bots, they just continue to build up here. Reaper still jumping up and down that cliff. How many kills does it have? It's just got the 1 drone kill. So nothing too significant going on, but as I said, with that rapid tech advancement by Princess-Mika and big spending, it goes for an infestation pit off of 38 drones, which is very, very early. So MechaShark does take an economic lead off this game. Princess-Mika also gets supply block, builds 4 overlords at a time. That's not necessarily ideal. And let's take a look. Raven on the way. A little bit more chat going on. Princess-Mika just being a talker as always. But yeah, let's see here. As the Lings are trying to chase down the Reaper, they almost got it, so now it's going to go all the way home. Maybe group up with some Hellion Bros as they do come on in. So Princess-Mika will have to defend against that. Just slow Lings. No Ling speed for Princess-Mika. This makes me kind of wonder if it is a bug that it never got Ling speed. Maybe it's a feature. Who knows? As, yeah, definitely could have done with getting that upgrade. Very cool map feature. Trees actually get burned down by Hellions as these Hellions just poke themselves into this corner. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's because they see the Lings and are afraid to path out. Possibly. Ling speed does eventually get fired up. The Reaper goes into the main base, though. No Queen is in position to defend against this. And it seems that Princess-Mika has passed the window for its rush response as it just pulls some units to try and deal with this Reaper. It may actually get cornered. Ling speed is on the way, so that will definitely help out Princess-Mika with its comical amount of slow Lings at this point in the game. One Ling attacking a Hellion. The Hellions, they kind of want to come on in. They do draw a lot more Lings forward. One of them does get surrounded. The rest of them are going to get chased out, but they can kite against these Lings forever. So those are going to be some free Lings. MechaShark, meanwhile, is getting out Banshees, getting out multiple factories. Princess-Mika goes into a Ling-heavy style, which is quite cool, just with the very, very delayed speed, but getting centrifugal hooks on the way, 1-1 on the way. We could potentially see a fungal Baneling combo, as we don't usually see Banelings in these casts, as bots are, in theory, going to be perfect at splitting against them. Now, we're also getting Groove Spines, Roach speed on the way. Princess-Mika really does invest in a lot of tech at once. And that may be something that holds it back a little bit in the early game, unlike bots, say, like Kananana or Eris, that are incredibly, well, more so Eris, that's very, very greedy in the early game. Then it gets all the tech. But Princess-Mika takes the slow and steady approach. Hellions now turning into Hellbats mean that some Banelings may definitely be needed for Princess-Mika to deal with this, although it does invest in some Roaches. Those will help out against the Hellbats. MechaShark, of course, being related to SharkBot and programmed by the same author, is also quite a defensive bot. Who'd have thought? It's got the name Mecha in its name. And yeah, there are tanks being produced by the Terran bot, just building up on 3 bases for now, not securing the 4th. The Lings haven't burrowed for Princess-Mika. It does seem interesting that it sends like 3 Lings to every base. I wonder if it just periodically sends one out, and then they've just been building up. So we'll keep eyes on that, whether we end up with like a 4th Ling at every base or not. Scan goes down randomly by MechaShark. It just happened to be looking there, as the Terran bot does look to secure up a 4th base. The further down 4th is definitely an interesting location. Meanwhile, Princess-Mika invests in even more tech, getting out an Ultra Cavern, a Lurker Den, and a Spire all at once. Man, oh man, this bot is definitely a big spender on tech. Now, we'll see whether it's got the units to actually defend against this aggression it shall be facing, as MechaShark does go for a mech push towards Princess-Mika. There's a good amount of creep to buffer. However, one Queen does immediately die to Banshees. There is oh so many tanks and Hellbats pushing forward. Hydras are starting to be produced by the Zerg, but now Princess-Mika makes a big round of drones. That is not ideal timing. Where are all those Lings to respond to this? Looks like they are going to be coming on in. SCVs were even brought by MechaShark with this push. So a big dirty Terran mech push. Lings are going to move forward. They are not going to do that well against all these tanks in Blue Flame Hellbats, though, so that is not great. Roaches do get forward on top of quite a few of the tanks, and they do successfully dive and kill some of them. One Roach does end up burrowing. However, that did cost Princess-Mika a lot of stuff, and the Zerg bot is now in quite a bit of trouble, as it's 74 supply to 22, so Princess-Mika has got to be hoping for a big derp by MechaShark. Or maybe a surprise turnaround. Sometimes bots do turn around when they think it's no longer safe to attack. We've got Ultras now on the way for Princess-Mika. It's got lots of options for things to make as far as tech is concerned, but now drones are being pulled into the fight. Only like a queen and a roach go forward to try and help out with that, so all the drones die. Princess-Mika isn't necessarily dead. It can afford to lose a natural if it deals with this attack, but it's just not dealing with that. And let's see, we got a Viper on the way. Princess-Mika really is a Zerg bot that does everything. Meanwhile, MechaShark gets up a 4th bot. Let's see, drones on the way, queens on the way, 2/2, +1 attack. Princess-Mika making a single Ultralisk, 3 queens at a time, trying to pump out some drones. It fires up yet another Ultra, but the main really is going to be getting compromised at this point in time. There's even a Thorn now crossing the map for MechaShark. Can Princess-Mika make a miracle hold happen with this one Ultra that runs into tanks and immediately dies? Tanks are pretty good against Ultras in Legacy of the Void. They definitely did not used to be that good, but they are darn good these days. Viper moves forward, not really going to be able to accomplish much as everything just gets fed into the tank line of MechaShark. And so Princess-Mika does have a bit of a tough time, and while it does have a 4th base that it's still mining from, it's even building a new Evo chamber down by that 4th location. MechaShark has brought so many SCVs that are now being fed into the mouth of the Ultra, although it does have some bad pathing. And now Vikings killing off all the Overlords. We do have a Greater Spire on the way. 3 queens at a time. I assume this was meant to be like a queen-heavy Ultra composition, or maybe it's just trying to replace queens that died. The SCVs are heading home for MechaShark, as it says, job well done. Banshee's flying around. The Terran bot does seem to be taking its time as it blocks itself, trying to push up this ramp. Oh, the thick siege tanks stopping the rest of the Terran army getting in there, but the Hive will still die. The Roach Horn is under threat. So Princess-Mika is in a world of trouble, down to 60 supplies. It keeps losing all its Overlords. It seems like they want a path to the main, but then there's danger there, so that's not good. Danger! And yeah, MechaShark takes 3-3, so just a slow, steady expansion, or slow and steady expanding behavior by MechaShark. However, the Terran bot, it does have quite a nice lethal move out. This wasn't like a wait till attack at 200 supply move out. It was just a nice tank Hellbat timing that did pretty well for itself. So very cool to see Terran go for a mech push. That's not something we see too often with just like Hellbats and tanks. So real cool composition by MechaShark. Princess-Mika is trying to hold on. It's making another single Ultralisk, but I think it needs more than one Ultralisk at this point in the game. So a very slow death, unfortunately, for the Blue Zerg. It just needed a bit more time. I think, honestly, as far as feedback for Princess-Mika goes, it's that it just needs to pick a tech and kind of stick with it maybe a little bit more instead of getting all the tech and all the upgrades. Like, we saw Seismic Spines. We didn't see a single Lurker. We saw 1 Viper. And then we saw Group Spines. We saw, like, a Hydralisk, but maybe that's just because it died early on. The 1 Ultra is killing off quite a few SCVs, but the Banshees will take care of it. And yeah, Princess-Mika is going to be dead. It has some very interesting chat. We will not go quietly into the night. We will go loudly. Okay, so let's see here. All the tech, unfortunately, is going to die as MechaShark takes its time to clean everything up. Princess-Mika has got 37 drones on 1 base, which is a slight oversaturation. The Terran bot will just be taking its time cleaning everything out. Princess-Mika does seem to have hit a wall as it's not rebuilding any of the tech that it needs. And it shall just be dying. Oh, the 1 Ultra is running around, but that dies. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched up until this point in the video, a bit of a short but sweet one. Big thanks to the bot author for sending in the replay. It's very appreciated. I believe it was Princess-Mika's bot author that sent this in, and their bot is very enjoyable to watch. So yeah, leave a like for Princess-Mika and MechaShark. Leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches. I certainly enjoy casting them. Subscribe to the channel if you watched to this point, but you're not a subscriber, as that helps the channel out. And then if you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. It's a pretty straightforward program we got there. And yeah, big thanks to everyone that does. Yeah, just before I do go, I do want to say, again, thanks to the bot author for sending in this replay. It's appreciated that they send in replays that... It's appreciated to bot authors that send in replays in which their bot not only wins, but also loses, and then just has entertaining games. And this game was definitely entertaining. We saw all the tech in this game.